Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Fired Up Live, back in effect. I am fresh off the plane from Phoenix, Arizona, at the airport that everything is still closed. Amazing. You come to Newark, everything's open. I love it. Every restaurant, everything in Newark Airport's open. You go to Phoenix Airport, everything is closed. Nothing's open. Still. What's going on, Phoenix? Get it together. You got people sitting there eating Doritos from Hudson News. Come on. Beautiful places there. They're all closed.
Anyway, I bet you it's your terminal. It's probably your terminal.
It could be. I was in Gate E. So, whatever. But Starbucks was open, and then there was this Phoenix bar thing open. But
you should have went to the bar.
Nah, it was 7 o'clock in the morning.
That's okay.
No. Not 10 years too late for that. 10 years ago, I might have did that. Well, welcome to Fired Up Live. We have lots to talk about. I'm wearing my Fed blue bracelet.
Are we there yet? When is the conference?
When is the conference? It is in 2022 in Arizona. And I just sent an email to our event coordinator, and I'm trying to see if we're going to lock down these dates today. If that's the case, we're going to definitely blast this off by Friday and let everybody know. I hope. And chances are it's going to be in April. So we'll see. But we're trying to figure it out. The big kicker here, I'm doing my best to get these room rates down because, my God, it is expensive. And I know people came to Miami, and I'm saying to myself, South Beach is going to be super expensive. We actually it worked out pretty well, I think. So I want to try to get it down into that area where we were in South Beach, and doing my best. So we're working on it. And it's going to be an amazing conference. Wednesday, the kickoff party. Fired Up Live session. Me, Josh, and Taz are going to launch this thing. We're going to blow it up. We're going to get you fired up and excited. We're going to have the Fed carpet. We're going to have the signature drink. We're going to get people talking and chatting and networking. I anticipate 200 people in attendance. This is not going to be skimpy. This is going to be big time. This is the big one. So food equipment, digital disruptors. We are about to put the skilled trades on the map. We are about to get everybody in the know on what they need to be doing on their platforms that matter. LinkedIn being definitely number one for this industry. And then from there, I think Instagram is definitely a great place to network as well if you're doing it right. I definitely have a lot of interaction on Instagram this year, much more than I've had in the past. And listen, you got to get a YouTube channel. You gotta start showcasing what you're doing out there, any kind of form. We'll talk about all that. We're going to have some keynotes. We have a couple of people in mind. We just need to lock down these dates and then lock them in, and then we'll start promoting and showing you who's going to be there. There's a lot that's going to go down in the next few weeks. A lot of work to do. Excited, though. Excited to get it done. And so fired up about a lot of things. FedCon 22. Stay tuned.
Yes.
What else are we fired up about? I wanted to mention tomorrow.
Yes, special live stream tomorrow.
You need to lock it in on your calendar right now. Fired Up LinkedIn Live with Aquant. Sydney, Lara, and I are going to sit down. We're going to chop it up. And basically the question is, are you ready for the new normal in service? And we're going to dive into a lot of different areas. And you're not going to want to miss this. Sydney's going to give some great insight into the importance of data. Service-driven data, and how important it's going to be for service companies to navigate the future. Because it's one thing to have the data, but it's another thing to know what to do with that data. So I'm interested to hear some more about what's going on over at Aquant, and you need to be interested too. So tomorrow, 10:30 a.m., as you see it on the screen with Sydney Lara of Aquant over on LinkedIn. It's a LinkedIn event. You can go over to Aquant right now and follow their page and the event. I actually just shared it on my LinkedIn feed so you can attend the event. It looks like over 20 attendees right now just on their page alone. Fed Nation, let's get this thing going. Let's get this event popping. Let's do this. All right. So that'll be great. Fired up for that. Fired up for a fired up. And what else is going on in the news? I'll tell you what's going on in the news. There is a thread over on Fed Nation in the Food Equipment Digital Disruptor Group. If you're not there, you're square. That's the bottom line. We don't even know who you are. Who are you? Get on over. Get over. Go to Facebook. Go to the Food Equipment Digital Disruptors. Click join. It's free. The end. Go network with the food equipment industry at large. It's your community. What's going on over there right now? Terry Kelly, my main man, Terry Kelly, of Electrolux Professional, of course. He has a situation going on. I'm just going to touch briefly on it. Here it is. Here's the situation from the other side of the coin when it comes to warranty. I have a floor model gas fryer that has been working for over a year. Labor has expired, but parts warranty is still valid. Tech calls and diagnoses a faulty high limit on a gas fryer. We ship out second day per our policy. 7 days later, tech arrives with the high limit, calls back and says the unit has a bad gas valve. We send the gas valve per warranty, second day air. Okay? 4 days after that, the tech calls back and says the high limit is bad again. We send a second high limit for the warranty. Apparently, this company also sent in a PO for the high limit. Bottom line is the fryer isn't fixed, and the tech told the customer, I can't fix this. You should call the manufacturer and tell them to replace it. I'm flabbergasted, but I may be overreacting. Guys, please give me some clarity. I didn't really chime in too much on this. Kind of just let Fed Nation get in. But we got Jesus here, Innovative Technical Service down in Florida. He says, hey, Terry, call me next time. You will see how warranties get handled. Right there, I like that. Yeah, so let's keep going. So we got Kevin. Had a similar call the other day. Tech said he couldn't fix it and walked out. Frustrating. Called another servicer. He fixed it in 10 minutes. I think we're going to see where we're headed with this. Nathan Miller, you are not overreacting. The repeats are bad enough, but I know several manufacturers that would cut a service agent for telling a client to seek a replacement unit. That's the biggest no-nos for as a service partner. So, and let me go on down here. Richie down at American Kitchen, shout out. Anyone who walks away from a unit is not a technician. Sorry, not sorry. My man. Then we got, there's so many things. I will say the service managers for the manufacturers need to get out and visit their ASAs to see exactly who they are partnering with. Who they're partnering with. With that being said, training needs to become mandatory prior to becoming an ASA for manufacturers. I couldn't agree more. And so on and so forth. So I'll read Mike Burks as well. I had the benefit of dual service in most markets. Hobart Service and independent service providers. First off, the company should have made subsequent calls a priority once they received the replacement part. That didn't happen, and this is a management problem. With the dual service, I would have my phone tech support bring another company in, but the instructions to walk in as another set of eyes. As a product manager, I made the personal call. Do not bash the other tech. I know that sometimes you get target fixation and miss the root cause. There's a lot of stuff going on here. So, sat in the service manager seat for many, many years, and it's probably the most brutal seat in the building. And as they say, runs downhill. Service manager's got to take it all because he's in charge. He's running the game, or she's in charge. She's running the game. So with something like this, I think it does go back to training. I think it does go back to maybe putting technicians out in the field that aren't ready to be out in the field. There's a lot of different things that could be at play here. It does raise a flag when you send the part and Terry says 7 days later the tech arrives with the high limit. I mean, this customer's down 2 weeks at this point, at least 10 days. I mean, that's just not right, and from the get-go. So that's again. So as someone say, that's a management problem. That's a service management problem, and there has to be priorities in these things. And I understand that maybe that call wasn't high up on their scale of what needs to be done, but 7 days is excessive. I think if you got the part in second day air, you say, okay, I got this part, I got to get into a tech. I think at least within 2 days of receiving that part, depending on your your key accounts and everything else at play, depending on how busy you are. There's a lot of factors that go into the 7 days. Is way too long, because then this is what happens. Now you have the 7 day, and then that wasn't now I need a gas valve. Now there's more days. I mean, this is what are we gonna do? 3 weeks, 4 weeks to get a fryer going? I mean, come on. That's just it's bad all over. There's nothing good coming out of this situation. Customers angry. Now I got bad service. I got the bad equipment. Everything's not good. I'm never buying from them again. I'm never using them again. It's all these different things, and this is not what we want. So warranty calls I know get handled differently than a standard service call would. And this is not my beliefs. This is just the nature of the beast. Talk to any owner of a service company, any service manager. We go to the calls that are most profitable, fastest. I mean, that's reality. But again, that does not mean that this customer doesn't mean anything and we don't care about them. And we'll get to them when we get to them. That mentality is going to destroy you. You still gotta care for these people. These are people. Don't just look at it from the fryer perspective, because I look at this as a time problem as well. We sell time. These customers out there, every day they're down, they're losing revenue. It's not fair to them. These are people running a business that want to feed their employees too. So we have to do better time management. And listen, I know we're not perfect here, but there has to be these conversations. So whoever's sitting in those seats now in that whatever service company it is, they need to not only look at this from a lack of training and knowledge perspective, maybe for the technician they send, but what are we doing taking so long to get to a customer? 7 days after you got a second day air part. I mean, they're 10 days in. I mean, if you're not firing off on that, what else are you not doing? What else is not happening? This service company's in trouble, I think. I don't know. It's a big telltale sign for a lot of areas here. So, Terry, I don't know if you're watching, but I think training is definitely an issue with especially a lot of the newer guys. And I feel that from our perspective here, when I trained these two young guys out of high school, and those are the youngest guys in the fleet, they're 20 years old. They've been at it for just about, actually this summer, June, is going to be 3 years that they're with the company. They didn't get on their own van as a junior tech / PM tech until over a year in. They started June to June, July, September, October. 1 year and 4 months. Yeah, that's how I did math. Sorry. 1 year and 4 months, then they got their Ford Transits, that little Connects. And we're not sending them on things that they're going to fail at. At least I try to make, we've had these discussions. We're sending them on those fryers for sure. They should be able to repair a fryer by now. They should know how to take gas pressure. They should know how to, use their meter. They should know how to do all those things. And if they're working on a millivolt fryer or LOV fryers, or whatever it might be, they should be able to handle that in a timely fashion and diagnose the problem. We're sending them on lots of turbo chefs and lots of different things to, getting them acclimated and continuing to send them with senior technicians as well on job and installation, so they see what these men are doing, because there's no better training in my eyes than on the job with someone that's been doing it for 20 years. You're just not going to get better training. You want to see how a rationale combi oven gets installed. You want to see how a growing, double stack steamer gets installed. You want to see how a fry pot replacement goes down on a Frymaster LOV. You send them, and that's how they're going to learn the best. So, through Fed Nation and through, with the Fed Group and Fed Media and all these things that we have going, we're going to be putting videos together. We're going to be working with manufacturers, and this is going to be stuff within the membership that is going to be available for technicians in training, for technicians that just want maybe that refresher for different things. So we're going to be working on that. There's a lot of work to do here in Fed quarters, and I feel bad for Lisa because she's got to do it all.
Yeah,
I'm leaving. But there's a lot of stuff going on. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. The training has to get better, and virtual is good. It definitely has a place. Virtual training has a place, absolutely. And I think as time goes on, it'll probably get even better, more interactive. It'll get better. But the hands-on stuff, man, you can't beat it. And as the world opens back up, I'm hoping to see manufacturers start to begin to do some more of that stuff. If you want a place here in New Jersey. We're in the tri-state area. We're refreshing this test kitchen. We're building out a beautiful one. It will be open. Doors are open. You can invite any service companies you want to come and sit in here. All are welcome. And, we can get our let the technicians get their hands in these things. Put together a good, strong, maybe 3-day course and let these guys get in there, tackle some of these error codes, tackle some problems, and really see it, feel it, touch it, become one with it. And they'll be much better for it down the line. And then another thing too, which I've heard over the years, is you get these trainings, especially on sometimes there's a lot of focus on this new equipment, this new rollouts, and they focus on that, and then we train on that, and then we never see it. And then a year later, we get our first call, and it's like, Rich, this was a year ago. I don't remember this. I mean, I'll do my best. That's what your text will tell you. I'll do my best. I don't really remember much. That's the other thing. We got to get the training, then we got to get the equipment, and we got to see it, and we got to start seeing these calls. But that's I guess another conversation. But so yeah, shame on this company for having that. If the technician actually did say that, that's another problem, and that's another thing I will say I'm definitely fired up about. And it just happened here last week, honestly. Technicians' words being twisted. Now this I guess customer is saying that. Tech told the customer, I can't fix this. You should call the manufacturer and tell them to replace it. And I'm not saying that happened or that didn't happen. I don't know. I know that there's technicians that have been doing this a long time here, and this technician is with us for 20 years last week on a job, and it was being told that we told the customer that on a convection oven there was a chain that was used. You have a used part in here. We never said it was used. The technician was going over with the customer and saying, not because everyone wants a new unit. See, this is what happens with end user customers a lot. If there's a service call, there's different things. It could be one call, it could be multiple. They just want a new unit, so they're going to say whatever they're going to say and throw us under the bus or the technician under the bus and twist words. It's happened to me. I almost fell off my seat like 2 years ago at a high school that I was talking about stainless steel and stuff. What the hell do I know about stainless steel gauges and all that? What am I, a stainless steel expert? I don't know. They placated all these different things. I'm like, I never said any of this. But basically what our tech said was simple. The chain looks a little worn on this side. Going to get you a new door chain. Going to come back. Going to get you up and going. What's wrong with that? That was the case. The chain was a little worn. No problem. Let's get this door chain fixed up. And guess what? We ordered it. We changed it. And it's good. But we said, there's used parts in this. It's a brand new unit. How could it be used parts? We never said it was used parts. But however, the usage of it, whatever, it looked a little worn. So my tech was like, this is pretty much the issue here, with the door not staying closed properly. So we're gonna get this worn chain replaced. Done. So sometimes customers are twisting words out there, and it's unfortunate for the service company and the tech because we talk about this in house. Over and over and over again over the years. And, we call this diarrhea of the mouth. Shut up. Shut up.
Well, I guess now things are getting better with the transparency of documenting.
Yeah. So, with XOI, we're rocking and rolling with videos and pictures on every call. There's not going to be any questions about what we're saying and doing because of the transparency that we're bringing to the table here at Malachi. But it's not something that's going to just stop and go away. Like I said, over the years, I've had people call and go, "Hey, Rich, your technician just said that this oven's a piece of garbage and it's never going to do what I want it to do." And the reps call me, and I call my guy. He's like, "What?" He said, "I don't know what this oven is supposed to do for them. I was just here to change blah blah." I said, "Look, I'm calling you to find out from you what the situation is." These in a phone call. I'm gonna have to call back. So,
you need an automatic response for, sorry, I'm live right now.
I should create one. Sorry, I'm live right now.
You really should.
Please join me on LinkedIn and ask me what you have to ask me there. So, fired up about a lot of these things. I mean, this is in the service game. This is super tough. And having these technicians, understand the severity of their words. And we talk about this in our meetings. I've talked about it one-on-ones. We are there to repair the equipment in a timely fashion with professionalism and quality, and we're not paid for our opinions on what we think. You know, we're not there for that. And we have to make sure that our entire company, from the top to the bottom, knows that. And that's an important thing for this service company, to make sure that they're teaching their team. We're not there for our opinions. We're there to get the equipment up and running and get on to the next one. So Terry, I feel your pain. I feel the customer's pain. Hopefully you guys will get that resolved. And maybe this is something we'll talk more about at FedCon 22.
Yes.
Because I definitely want to do some stuff with technicians and the importance of stuff like this. Gold collar chat. What else, Lisa? What else?
Well, what did you have going on the last 2 days that you didn't go live?
Well,
Aside from you were in Arizona.
Well, in the beginning of the live, I mentioned I was in Phoenix trying to get stuff done for FedCon. What else? What else?
I don't know. I feel like we have a lot going on, but we have missing pieces that we're trying to put together.
Yeah. Well, there's stuff that we're not gonna talk about here until it's ready. But we have stuff on Fed Media. And I will say this: if you are out there, whether you're in a manufacturer, whether you're in a rep group, whether you're in a dealer, a service company, consultant, whether it's your own personal brand, if you're a technician, whatever you got going on, and maybe we'll put a poll up. But how interested would you be to have Fed Media taking over your social media, design, video content, SEO, all these different things? How interested would you be in that? Because we have a little something in brewing, and I feel a void in the industry. I feel a void. Now, there's plenty of agencies out there that are not part of this industry. They don't know the industry. They don't know the ins and outs. They don't know all the pieces of the puzzle. So I feel we have a clear advantage at Fed Media to be those things for you. And with Fed memberships, there'll be stuff going on, but you don't even necessarily have to be part of the Fed membership. It'll be something that we could offer. So fedmedia.com will be coming to the table. And so there's exciting things there.
We do have a question.
Jesus. Oh, no. Sorry, Jason.
How is the supply chain affecting you and the inflation coming? It's crazy.
It's crazy. Jason, so yeah, good question. How is the supply chain affecting you and the inflation coming? Supply chain is affecting us. It's affecting the entire industry. When you talking with my friend Bob Alden at Singer, another one of my main mans. We were talking about equipment, because we have the opportunity to sell equipment from time to time, and we're looking to increase that here in New Jersey. And we're working with Singer, we're working with Bob a lot, and he was talking about certain fryers and different things that he's trying to sell out there, and he's coming to find out that, oh, well, these fryers are back ordered for like 8 weeks to 12 weeks or something. He's like, never before was it like this. I think and I'm not, getting into manufacturers, just in general, and in walk-in boxes, it's like 15 to 18 weeks out for different things. There's different grills that we were trying to sell last week with Bob. I mean, those are like 2 months out, 45 days out.
Wow.
So you're looking at the equipment. People are getting back into the game. Restaurants are opening here in New Jersey, right? So you see, people are trying to buy new, getting ready for the onslaught of the summer. Matter of fact, today's the day that the world is open here in New Jersey.
Oh, yes.
Today is the day. There are no more caps on outdoor events, I don't think. Don't hold me to this. You got to go look it up. But it's something along those lines. Or the
100%. Yeah.
Most everything is 100%, but you still got to wear masks, when you go indoors places. And I was talking to one of the people here that today, and she was saying her kids, they no longer have to wear masks outside at school, because at schools you had to wear masks even outside.
Okay.
So that is lifted. So they still got to wear masks inside, but outside no longer. So as this world is coming back, people are looking to like, oh, listen, we needed a fryer, but we were waiting. We needed an oven, but we were waiting. Unfortunately, the people that were waiting are going to continue to wait because the supply chain is so backlogged. Same thing for parts as a servicer. There's so many parts back ordered right now. And what is that? I mean, listen, we have customers in down scenarios. I mean, that's just the world right now. It's nobody's fault. It's the pandemic's fault, if you want to look at it. It's the pandemic. It's COVID. That's why we're here. And when and he's talking about Quentin's here saying inflation equals higher labor rates. Yeah. So this is where we're headed in the skilled trades world, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching, it's our duty. If you're in the skilled trades, it is your duty. It's our obligation. I feel that way, to let the next generation know what the hell is going on in the trades. And I don't care if it's carpentry, welding, food equipment service, HVAC, I don't care. Plumbing, electricians, they are needed. They need to know what the hell is going on over here. It's not some guy that they show on a poster from 50 years ago in his overalls, dirty, and then the guy next to him in the suit, he's the smart one. Well, there's a big newsflash for these kids. That guy in the suit probably has $100,000 in debt and is making $40,000 less than the guy in those overalls. So we need to get facts out there. We're going to be doing that. Believe me, we're going to be doing it. We're already doing it. It's already happening through Fed Nation. We're already doing it. But it needs to get bigger, it needs to get louder, it needs to get larger, and that's where you guys and gals come in. So the inflation is going to bring higher labor rates. It absolutely is, because the technicians that are in the business, in the industry, they know how important they are. Do not think for 1 second that they don't know who they are. Okay, it's beast mode for these guys, beast mode, and they know it. So, and listen, by the way, I think they deserve it. They work hard, man. They're the ones keeping things going. It's so, yeah, I mean, and it's going to be tough on the end user customer for sure. But it's going to be the same. Listen, I'm still trying to get a freaking plumber here. I can't get a plumber here for the life of me. I got stuff I got to do. And so, it's going to get harder to find us, even in the trade, in this service. It's going to get harder to find us. It's going to get harder to lock us down, to get on the schedule. It's going to get harder in a lot of ways, and the labor rates are going to skyrocket, because we're going to have expenses and things that are skyrocketing. And how do we stay in business? We raise our rates. There's no other way around it. Welcome to Business 101. Longer lead time equals more repair potential. Yeah, I think so. The repair game is going to stay strong. But listen, we're in the repair business for years, Quentin. We're always busy, and that's the grateful part of this industry. Even through pandemic, we were able to keep running, keep gunning, keep going, and servicing our customers, and just we're out there. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, if these people can't get new equipment, you know what? They were probably going to throw out that steamer or that convection oven. Like, you know what? That oven and steamer is not available until August or September or October at this point. We got to get through the summer. Let's call Dominion, get them in here, do an overhaul on this thing, keep us going through the summer. You know what? That $2,000 they spent in that oven, maybe they'll make $50,000 with it. So they gotta think of those things. Jason, what do you got?
Thanks for the answer. Yeah, we are getting buried in a good way, but we still have to deliver for the customer the best we can at the end of the day. Hang in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Jason. You're right. We gotta hang in. We are.
Taz, the conversation about common wear parts stock will become more important.
Yeah. And Taz, and I don't know how much time we all have here, but do you want to elaborate just a little bit on that? The common wear part stock will become more important. When we're talking about common wear parts in my world, we're talking about door seals, we're talking about filters, maybe door handle, the wear and tear stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's been tough in certain areas to keep these parts on the shelf. Sometimes I'm like, oh, you know what, maybe this is a really common part. I'll sell my part then. You know what? Order a few extra just in case. So we have done that, honestly, over the last 6 to 8 months. We have brought in a couple of extra things here and there, just to there's certain high limits for these fryers and different things like that. I know even if I could find them, I'm on the internet. I'm like, let me see where I can find them. Of course, making sure that they are OEM, they're not, some knockoff. But yeah, I mean, we've done everything we can to keep running, keep customers up and going. So, yeah, it's a really interesting time, and it's an exciting time because the industry is really, our board's getting busier and busier. And I have it up here actually. Let's take a look. Yeah, so I mean, we have lots of stuff coming in, lots of stuff down at the Jersey Shore starting to roll in. It's refrigeration season, so to all the refrigeration HVAC guys, please be safe this season. Stay cool. Do whatever you have to do to stay cool, and make sure you relay anything to your management. I don't think anybody wants anybody to get hurt or be overworked. So I always, when I was running that service desk, and I'll tell Geraldine and Samantha and everybody here, talk to, especially the refrigeration guys, talk to those guys periodically throughout the day, especially the ones on the roof. And listen, they bring tents and umbrellas and water and all these things up there, but this just might not be enough sometimes. I mean, it's well over 120 degrees up there. So, Taz, I was waiting for you. What do you got?
High turn parts that used to be available, figuring out how to have backup parts on location, etc. And need to know how to place parts at location, which is tricky. Long combo.
It is a long combo, but that's so okay. So high turn parts that used to be available. Yes, we look at like a lot of major manufacturers, high limits, gas valves, thermopiles. A lot of these things that we're turning. Definitely figuring out how to have backup parts on location. Something that management teams have to pay attention to. That's what I said. We've done that, but listen. Even when you bring in extra, those start to dwindle. I know we have some empty boxes here, and when you reach out to other places, they got empty boxes too. We can only keep so much in stock. I can't order 500 of a high limit. That'd be like $50,000-$60,000 probably. I mean, who knows? But yeah, I mean, trying to stay ahead of the curve. Clean jet pumps for rationales. Okay, listen, if I might have some. Who knows? If you need parts, ladies and gentlemen, if you need parts, call 1-800-794-1415 and ask for John. He'd be happy to assist you with OEM part sales. Shipping via UPS daily, right out of our main warehouse here outside New York City. So we know we have supply chain problems. We know we have it. It's COVID problems. And they're going to continue to affect us, I would say, probably the rest of the year. But I'm sure it'll all fix itself. Nothing we can do. What we can control is what we need to focus on. So I can't control all those high limits coming in, or those motors, or those thermostats. But I can control the communication I give to my customers and my team. And if there's any solutions that we could offer, then we do that. I know sometimes if it's a fryer, you know what? If I got some Royal Range fryers here, you know what? Maybe I'll go, listen, I'll give you a loaner. Do whatever you can to keep the customer going. And they will not soon forget what you did for them in their time of need. So, and Quentin, I'll end it with that. We are all still alive and ticking because we're all here and kicking. Sorry, we're all still alive and kicking. And that is true because we are all here together live right now, coming to you from New Jersey, the Garden State, taking down a fired up live, fresh back from AZ, and lots more to come tomorrow. You see it down the bottom of the screen. I'm going to be live with Sydney Lara at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go over to LinkedIn, attend the event, make sure you're there. You're not going to want to miss it. From me to you, have a beautiful day, and we'll see you mañana with a Quan.